Hey, how's it going, and welcome to this Football Manager experiment video where I have taken 10 of the world's best players and sent them back to their hometown club for the rest of their career. So the 10 players I have chose are all under the age of 25 because I feel that's the best way to go for the sake of the video. For example, players like Harry Kane, who clearly is in the world's 10 best players in my opinion anyway. He is, well, 30 years of age now, so he won't last too long for the sake of this experiment video here. So I've selected 10 players under the age of 25. Whether they're the 10 best players under the age of 25 is up for debate, of course, but I feel like I've got a good crop of players here to do the experiment video. So let's go through the players first of all, before we get started with the video itself. The first one, of course, is Kylian Mbappe. He has gone back to Monaco for the rest of his career. Erling Haaland, a little bit more interesting. He has gone back to Bryne in the Norwegian First Division, which is the second tier in the Norwegian pyramid there. Jude Bellingham has gone to Birmingham City, of course. Declan Rice has gone back to West Ham after leaving them a season ago. Martin Odegaard, he's playing in Norway as well. This time, though, he's playing in the Premier Division with Strømsgodset. Godset. I think you pronounce the name like that. I'm not sure, actually. Camavinga has gone to Rennes in France, of course. Saliba has gone to Saint Etienne, also in France, but in the second division as well. Pedri is a difficult one. He has gone to Las Palmas, and that is because his team actually started off with Laguna, not in a league in Football Manager, so I couldn't send him to Laguna, so I decided to send him to his second team, the first professional team he played for. The first time he got some minutes at a club as well, and that is Las Palmas. Jamal Musiala, he has got the best team out of the 10. He has gone to Chelsea, of course. Chelsea sold him to Bayern Munich when he was just 16 years of age. And Florian Wirtz, contrary to belief, he actually did not start his career at Leverkusen. He actually started his career at Cologne. So he has gone to Cologne as well. So got a nice little mix here of players. I think got 3 in the French leagues in Saliba, Camavinga and Mbappe, of course. We've got 2 in Norway in Haaland and Odegaard. I think we've got 3 in England in Bellingham, Rice and Musiala. And we've got 1 in Germany in Florian Wirtz. And 1 in Spain in Pedri. So we've got 4 of the top 5 leagues on show here, and the Norwegian leagues as well. The Italian league didn't come into it for me in this experiment video here. But yeah, I'm happy with the 10 players we've got here. 5 of them are actually 20 years of age. We've got 3 24-year-olds and 2 22-year-olds. We're going 15 years into the future. So all the players can have a pretty much full career. Of course, the 24-year-olds will be 39 years of age, so pretty much they'll be done at that point. And the 20-year-olds will be 35 years of age. If you're wondering how these players will stay at their club the entire career without getting signed by another club, which of course would happen, that is because I put a future transfer in all of them. As you can see there, Mbappe playing for Monaco. He is joining PSG on the 1st of July 2038. 15 years in the future, and it's exactly the same for the rest of the players as well, as you see there of Erling Haaland. That way no other club can actually sign the players, since there's a future transfer in their contract. So yeah, interesting to see what player will do the best for their club here. Well, the favourite is got to be Jamal Musiala. He has got the best club in Chelsea, of course, but Mbappe at Monaco. Can Monaco overthrow PSG in the 15 seasons here? The trickiest one probably has to go to Erling Haaland, playing for Bryne, who are currently sitting in the Norwegian First Division. They actually got their season away already because, although it's 3rd of July, the Norwegian season starts in, well, it must start in January or February, I assume. Well, it starts in April, actually. 10th of April it starts, so it's already underway in Norway. Same with Odegaard as well, but yeah, in terms of the video here, the experiment, Erling Haaland probably has the most difficult task of any of the players, trying to fire Bryne up to the Premier Division in Norway and hopefully some sort of trophy. Hopefully one of the players kicks off, apart from Musiala, because it's a little bit easier for him being at Chelsea. But can the likes of Florian Wirtz lead Cologne to a Bundesliga title? Can Pedri and Las Palmas win La Liga? And can Jude Bellingham and his hometown club Birmingham lift the Premier League? So for this video, I'm going to go forward 3 seasons at a time and finally end off with 15 seasons in the end. So let's go forward 3 seasons deep now and let's see what is happening. Well, 3 seasons deep here, and Mbappe is still the best player out of the lot. He's out a 196 current ability, which is kind of crazy. He's playing for Monaco, the team he started his career out of course, like all the players are playing for the team they started off with. So let's see how Mbappe is doing then. Let's see how Monaco are doing, actually. So, of course, the players should still be doing pretty well with their respective clubs. Well, they finished 4th in Ligue 1 this season, which is a little bit pathetic, since they've got Mbappe up front. Only got 15 goals from Mbappe, but not much has changed in the French Ligue 1. As you see there, PSG just keep winning the league title. And actually, the league has dropped down to 6th best in the world, which is very interesting. Monaco did finish 2nd in the league in the first season with Mbappe up front. Have they actually won a competition in the first 3 seasons? No, they haven't. Monaco haven't won a trophy in the first 3 seasons. A little bit surprised about that. I know PSG do dominate French football, but you'd like to think with Mbappe up front for Monaco, France's best player, that they should be winning the competition, really. But plenty of time left to go in the experiment here, so hopefully they lift one at some point. Well, let's check out Haaland now. Let's check out Odegaard at the same time, since they're playing in the same league in Norway. Well, the good news is Bryne are in the Premier Division now. Haaland is top goal scorer in the league this season at the moment, which is no surprise really, with 7 goals in the first 9 games. Strom's Godset, who is Odegaard's team, they are sitting 4th in the league at the moment with 17 points. And he actually got the most assists in the league as well. So all going to plan with these two. And also, look at that, the league, the competition reputation with these two playing in the league, it has jumped up from 15th in 2024 to 12th in 2026. So the league, is heading in the right direction in terms of improving its reputation, which is very nice. Have any of these two teams won the league in the last 3 seasons? No, they haven't. They haven't finished in the top 3 either. Wow, Trom's Godset actually got relegated with Odegaard in the team in the first season. They've been promoted again back to the Premier Division, as you can see there, but they actually got relegated and finished 6th in their first season in the First Division. So not doing too well, even with one of the best playmakers in the world in their team. When they got to the Norwegian Cup final, they lost that in 2025, so they got to a cup final. They also runner-up in the Norwegian First Division, but no competition won for them at the moment. Strom's Godset. Seems like Bryne are doing the best of the 2 teams. As you can see, they come 2nd in the first season. Didn't win a trophy either, but they finished 8th and then 4th last season in the Norwegian Premier Division. Although it's underway already this season, it's in 11th at the moment, so not going too well for them. But at least they're making some sort of progress here, especially in the Norwegian League, jumping up to 12th in the best league in the world, above the Swiss Super League and the Greek Super League now. Let's go back to France though, actually, because of course Camavinga and Saliba are both playing in France as well, with Rennes and Saint Etienne. Well, Rennes actually finished 6th this season, which is not too bad, also not too great, because Rennes are used to finishing about that sort of position in the French Ligue 1, in my opinion. And yeah, with Camavinga in your team, probably should do a little bit better than that, maybe. You know, Strasbourg in 3rd place, that could be Rennes, really, couldn't it? And Saint Etienne are not even in the top division, even with Saliba in the heart of their defence. They're actually in the playoff at the moment, Saint Etienne, but yeah, terrible from them not to be in the Premier Division or the League 1 already. They did get promoted, as you can see there, in the 2nd season. They finished top of the league, or the 1st season actually, sorry. But then they got relegated, finishing 17th in the league, even with Saliba in the team. Well, Rennes did finish 3rd the season before last, so qualified for the Champions League, I believe, with Camavinga, so that is very nice. But this season they finished 6th, even with a 3rd media prediction, so that's a little disappointing. Had they won a competition though? No, they haven't. So no team has actually won a competition yet from the first 5 I've checked. Apart from Saint Etienne, who won the League 2. Doesn't really count. We're talking about major competitions here. Let's have a look at the other players then. Who else we got? Let's look at the Premier League now, or the English clubs. Musiala at Chelsea, Rice at West Ham, and Bellingham at Birmingham, of course. Well, Chelsea have just won the league title, the Premier League title, with Musiala in the team. Also, West Ham finished 10th in the league with Rice in the team. And also, I can see that Birmingham did make it to the Premier League with Bellingham, but they have just been relegated with 32 points. But how have they got on, Birmingham? Did they just get relegated to League 1 in real life? Possibly. In the first season, they almost got relegated, just survived with 21st place. But the next season, it was a big jump from them, finishing 4th in the league. And Jude Bellingham is now the captain of the club. But now they're back down in the Championship again, seeing as they got relegated. Of course, we're used to seeing Declan Rice playing for West Ham. Of course, he's only just completed 1 season with Arsenal just now. Well, he hasn't even completed it yet, but you know what I mean. Almost completed it. Nothing sensational for them, though. They finished 8th, 9th, and now 10th. So if anything, they're going downwards, which is not great. Have they won a competition, though? They, of course, won the Europa Conference League with Declan Rice in 2023, but yeah, no competition won for West Ham either. And what about Chelsea? We know they've won a competition, they've won the Premier League, but of course we know that Musiala has the easiest task of any of the players here. Wow, they didn't start very well, did they? Finished 7th in the league in 2024. Then they finished 2nd, and now they just finished top of the league. Well, the key player is musiala, so he's a key part of their team. Looking absolutely ridiculous, by the way. This season, though, his record's not great. Only 7 goals and 6 assists in the Premier League, but with a 7.62 average rating. Whatever he's doing is working very well because he's fired Chelsea to the Premier League title. Have they won any other competitions, though? Well, they also won the Club World Championship in 2025, which is very nice. And that seems to be it. Sorry, they've won the league title and the Club World Championship. As I said before, Chelsea have the easiest of the lot here. Well, Musiala has the easiest task of all the players at the moment. Also, we've got 2 more players. Florian Wirtz, who's playing for Cologne. But they finished 14th in the first season, Cologne. Second season, they finished 4th in the league. So they'll qualify for the Champions League football, which is amazing. Then this season just gone, they finished 8th in the league. But they're doing pretty well, it has to be said, Cologne. The Bundesliga has some very good teams in it. But with Florian Wirtz in the team, it seems to be firing them well up the league. Now got a 4-star reputation, already played Champions League football as well. But also no competition win for them either, unfortunately, Cologne. And last but definitely not least is Pedri. I say not least, but he has actually got the least current ability of all the players, to be honest. It did start off with Florian Wirtz, but he really has progressed very nicely, even though he's playing for Cologne. Pedri with only a 162 current ability now. Playing for Las Palmas, not quite his hometown club, but close enough. Well, they've actually done really well. They actually finished 7th in the league in the first season. Then they finished 6th in the league. But this season they finished 12th in the league, which is a little bit underwhelming. And also no competition won for them. So at the early stages here, the first 3 seasons, no real surprise to see Musiala doing the best of the 10 players with Chelsea, winning the league title and the Club World Championship, of course. But the Norwegian league's done well. You know, it's climbed from 15th to 12th in terms of his reputation. Camavinga at Rennes has done pretty decent. Pedri's done quite decent with Las Palmas as well, and Florian Wirtz with Cologne, they've qualified for the Champions League, so it's going alright at the moment, but none of the shock players have won a competition yet, a major competition anyway. Musiala doesn't really count with Chelsea, they're already a massive club. But what will happen 6 seasons deep? Let's find out. Well, 6 seasons deep now. Some of the players are 30 years of age. Mbappe, Declan Rice and Odegaard. Mbappe is still the best player in the list with 196 current ability. Let's see how he is doing in the French league with Monaco. Well, I have absolutely zero idea what on earth has happened here. Monaco have Kylian Mbappe in the team, so you'd expect them to do rather well. But instead they got relegated. Monaco, with Mbappe up front as their striker, got relegated. What? Well, surely they had some sort of points deduction. We've got to check that. They finished 16th in the league and they got Mbappe up front, arguably the best player in the world. They did get promoted straight back to the league, but what on earth has happened there? What? They had no points deduction, but in 2027 season, they finished 16th in the league with the best player, arguably the best player in the world in their team. They lost 20 games in the French Ligue 1. Oh my word, what on earth is happening with that team? Where are the players? What has happened to the team? Did Mbappe get injured in that season? Oh, he must have done. He's still got 15. Why is he not playing any games, by the way? Why is he playing hardly any games? Look, he's played 17, 20, 19, 20 and 20. Is he injury prone? He's not injury prone at all. He hasn't got any major injuries to talk of, so I have no idea what's going on with Monaco. I have no idea what's going on with the Monaco manager. Extremely baffling what is happening with that team, but yeah, they've been relegated with Mbappe up front. It's just, yeah, absolutely mind-boggling. Anyway, let's forget about Monaco, because even with Mbappe up front, they only play him in half the season. You know, Mbappe decides he wants half the season holiday, and they get relegated. So, yeah, very bizarre what's happening there with the team, to be honest. What on earth is going on? Rennes, on the other hand, they finished fifth this season with Camavinga in... Well, not this season, actually. That's the 2027 season. Oh, Monaco did qualify for the Europa League in this season, though, so they actually must have won the Coupe de France, I'm guessing. Yeah, they won the French Cup in 2029, so they won a major piece of silverware. But, yeah, it's just absolutely ridiculous the fact they got relegated with Mbappe, and the fact that he's playing half the games in the season is completely baffling, but at least they won a competition. Rennes finished 5th this season, qualifying for the Europa League. How are they doing with Camavinga then? They finished 2nd in 2028, so that's very nice. Came close to winning the league title. Finished 5th as well, 6th, 3rd, and of course 8th in the first season. So nothing special from Rennes, but they did come close to winning the league title, finishing 2nd. And also, they won any competitions, Rennes? No, they've won no competitions, unfortunately. How close did they actually come the season before last to winning the league title then? Because second behind PSG could be a mile away. Yeah, they were a mile away. They were 27 points off the top, so it wasn't exactly a title race. What about St Etienne? They've been relegated again, 17th in the league, but anything can happen in this video now. Monaco getting relegated with Mbappe up front, but St Etienne don't seem to be doing too well, even with Saliba in the team. Yeah, they're a yo-yo club, St Etienne. Got promoted in the first season, then got relegated again, promoted again, and now they've just been relegated again. So they're a yo-yo club despite having Saliba, one of the best centre-backs in the game, in the heart of the defence, which is very, very bizarre. So yeah, the French league isn't going too well, let's be honest with you. Monaco and St Etienne can't stay in the league, and well, Rennes are doing alright, but other than that, the other two have been absolutely terrible. What about the Norwegian league? What about Haaland and Odegaard? Is the Norwegian league still growing? Well, it has grown some more. It's grown to be the 11th biggest league in the world, which is very nice, of course, but not grown too much in the last couple of seasons, as you can see there. Obviously, the season's already started this time round. Strom's got to finish sitting 7th in the league, and I can't see Bryne in the league table here, so they must have been relegated back to the first division, despite having arguably the best finisher in the world. In that, are they even in the? They're not even in the first division. Wait a second, am I being blind here? Where are Bryne? Oh my word, what on earth is going on here? What is happening here? They've gone off the game. I didn't think I had to add the third division in Norway onto the game here, but it seems like Bryne are in the third division. Oh my word, what on earth is going on? Norwegian second division, Group 1. Bryne have been... What is happening? They finished 4th in the league in the third season. Then they got relegated. Finished 3rd in the second division. And they got relegated again, despite having Erling Haaland as their captain and their key player. How on earth could you not stay at least in the second division with this man up front? Look at him. What on earth is going on with this video? My word. Down into the third division. Not even on the game anymore. Well, hopefully they get back in the game, but not looking too good for them. And they want a competition? Well, doesn't even matter really, does it? How pathetic they're doing. No competition won for Bryne, unfortunately, and they're actually off the game now, which is very bizarre. Odegaard with Strom's got to it. How are they doing? Well, they came close to winning the league. They finished 2nd in the league in 2027. They're currently sitting 8th this season. They finished 9th last season, so not doing too great. They got relegated as well, of course. Got straight back up to the first division, the Premier Division, shall I say. They have won a competition. They won the Norwegian Cup in 2028, so that is nice. But not doing too great, but obviously doing a lot better than Bryne are doing when they've got Haaland up front. Musiala and Chelsea, let's check him out. Well, Chelsea actually made it back-to-back league titles, which is very nice, but then they fell off a cliff, finishing 5th in the league, and now they just finished 4th in the league, so that isn't very nice. But they have won 2 Premier League titles in 6 seasons, 2 in a row actually. Obviously won the Club World Championship as well. They've also won the FA Cup once as well, and they also won the Community Shield 3 seasons on the spin. So Chelsea are doing very well, of course. Musiala, is he still their key player? He is still their key player, Musiala. So he's a key part of that Chelsea team, who are doing very well, it has to be said. In a little bit of a purple patch. Yeah, yet to win the Champions League, and Musiala though, so that'll be the cherry on top of the cake, you should say. What about the other 2 English lads? Well, playing in England, shall I say. Musiala is clearly not English. He plays for the Germany national team. Rice and Bellingham. How are West Ham and Birmingham getting on? Wow, West Ham just finished 16th in the league, so just survived relegation and not really doing much. As I said, they're going down. They finished 8th, 9th, 10th, then 12th, had a little bit of a jump to 11th place, and now back down to 16th in the league. So they're not doing too well at all, West Ham, really. Stayed in the Premier League the entire time, but that should be the minimum, really. And no competition won for them either. What about Birmingham? Are they still in the Premier League? They are in the Premier League, Birmingham. They're sitting 15th in the league. They survived this season with 38 points. Of course, they got relegated last time we looked at them, but yeah, they got relegated. Finished 3rd in the Championship their first season back, so did a pretty good effort getting straight back to the Premier League. And then they finished 2nd in the league the season after. Now they're sitting in the Premier League, 15th in the league. So I guess you can say Birmingham are doing pretty well with Bellingham in the team. Not doing nowhere near close to this good in real life. Unfortunately, no competition won for them, but at least they're sitting in the Premier League, which is nice. And the other 2 players, of course, we've got Florian Wirtz and Pedri. How are Cologne getting on? They started off very well, has to be said. Qualified for the Champions League. They finished 6th this season as well, so looking quite good, Cologne. Of course, they finished 4th in that season. They finished 8th, 6th, then 6th again. So they are firmly a 6th place team, FC Cologne. But I guess you can say that's what they're doing better in real life. But last time they finished above 6th in the league was 2017 with 5th place, and doesn't usually happen very often in their history, as you can see there. Have they won a competition though? Now, unfortunately, they haven't won any competitions, FC Cologne, but they're doing pretty well, qualifying for European football every single season. So, going pretty well for Cologne, has to be said. Probably the best team, shall I say, or the best player, Florian Wirtz, for his club, apart from Musiala, of course. And last and probably least is Pedri, playing for Las Palmas, of course. They're still sitting in the league, just survived this season, 17th in the league. They actually got relegated as well and promoted again last season, so yeah, it's underwhelming. And the competitions, they haven't won any competitions as of yet. So at the moment, all you can say is it doesn't really matter what sort of players these teams have, because they're just doing absolutely terrible. There's no such thing as a one-man team, as you can see here. Wow, okay, this might be a problem here. Mbappe might be pretty much ruining Monaco with his ridiculously high wages. He's on 675k a week for Monaco, but they do that automatically. As you can see with Erling Haaland, for example, he's on £500 a week. So of course he's not on £500 a week for Man City, because that is just absolutely ridiculous. So of course it updates for the team he's going to. So Mbappe's on £1 million a week, I believe, at PSG. So of course it's been reduced to 675k a week. So that is Monaco's own fault, it has to be said. But of course they can't sell the player or change his contract status due to the fact that he's got a future transfer in there. So yeah, very, very interesting what's happening to Monaco. No real team is doing amazingly well, apart from Chelsea, really. But the biggest team so far has to be FC Cologne and Florian Wirtz. What will happen 9 seasons deep? Can we see some sort of turnaround from the likes of Monaco? Well, let's find out. Before we go any further with this video though, guys, please remember that if you do like this video, to hit that like button for me. It's very important for the video's success. And also, if you're new around here and you want to see more videos like this, do hit that subscribe button as well. It also really helped me out, adding much appreciated. So 9 seasons deep now. The best player in this list now is Erling Haaland. Mbappe is now 33 years of age. He has declined. So has Odegaard and Declan Rice as well. So let's check out actually the Norwegian league first of all. Are Haaland and Bryne back in the game? Of course, they got relegated to the Norwegian 3rd division, which is absolutely ridiculous to say, it has to be said. Well, they're actually back in the Norwegian Premier Division. They're 14th currently in this season, so yeah, they got back-to-back promotions. They finished, well, top of the 2nd Division Group 1, then top of the 2nd Division, then they finished 7th in the Premier Division, so they had quite a good trajectory, although, let's be honest, they never should have gone down to the 3rd Division in the first place, so can't really give them too many applauds there, to be honest. Have they won any major competitions? No, they haven't, but thankfully at least they're back in the Norwegian Premier Division. The Premier Division, by the way, is stagnated now. It did climb up quite nicely in the early stages, but now it's firmly 11th biggest league in the world. What about Strom's Godset? They're sitting 11th in the league at the moment. How have they got on? Well, they've been relegated again as well. 16th in the league. They're back in the Premier Division again, but yeah, not going too well for them either. They won a competition. They won the Norwegian Cup in 2028. They won it again, though. They won Norwegian Cup 2028 and 2030. So they love a Norwegian Cup win, do Strom's Godset. But in terms of the Premier Division, not doing particularly very well. Although they did finish 2nd in the league in 1 season. So Musiala is actually the 2nd best player in the list now. So let's check out Chelsea and the rest of the players playing in England. Well, Chelsea did win back-to-back league titles early on, but unfortunately since then it hasn't gone too well for them. They finished 2nd in 2030, but other than that, not doing too well. Finished 4th and then 4th again. At least they qualified for Champions League football pretty much every single season, but yeah, not nice to not see him win any more league titles with Musiala in the team. But I guess you can say Musiala has got the easiest of the lot, but also probably the hardest as well, because Chelsea have big expectations, of course, and even with Musiala in the team, it's not like Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, etc. haven't got great players in their team as well on Musiala's level. So, yeah, can't really complain too much of that. They haven't won the Champions League yet with Musiala in the team, unfortunately. They have won the FA Cup again, though. They won it twice now. And they've also won the Carabao Cup 3 seasons in a row, which is very nice. 2030, 2031 and 2032. And they've also added 1 more Community Shield as well. So Chelsea are doing what we'd expect them to do, really. Doing pretty well with a team with Musiala in the team there. What about the other two? You've got Bellingham and Rice, of course. Are West Ham still in the Premier League? They are just 17th in the league, but they are not doing very well, are they? Oh my word, they're basically just I don't know who. What? I do Crystal Palace? Maybe worse than probably worse than Crystal Palace, to be honest with you. They finished 16th, 15th, and now 17th. So they just survive relegation every single season with Declan Rice in the team. But he is now 33, and as you can see, he's definitely on the decline physically. Could be his last couple of great seasons coming up, to be honest with you. Have they won any competitions, though, West Ham? Won any FA Cups, anything like that? No, unfortunately, they have not won any FA Cups. In their first stint, in Declan Rice's first stint, of course, they won the Europa Conference League. What about Bellingham and Birmingham? Are they in the Premier League still? They are, and they've done pretty well. They finished 10th in the league this season, just below fierce rivals Aston Villa there. Are they a mainstay in the Premier League, though? Not quite a mainstay, but they have been. They've done 4 consecutive seasons now. They finished 15th, 10th, and now 10th again. So, firmly a 10th place team, Birmingham, which is kind of nice, has to be said. They're now a top half Premier League team, which is a lot better than they've done in the last 20 or 30 seasons, or 20, 30 years. So, yeah, I guess you can say Birmingham have definitely progressed with their local hero back in the team. Had they won a competition? They haven't won a competition, but I guess you can say they are doing pretty well, Birmingham. It has to be said, with Bellingham in the team. Well, let's go check out Mbappe and Monaco now. Monaco, they are in the top league, but 15th this season as well. Terrible. Just don't know what on earth's happened to them. They won the League 2 in their first season there. Then they finished 11th, 9th, 10th, and now 15th. So they're just a very underwhelming team, Monaco. Let's be honest, a very, very underwhelming team. Is Mbappe still only playing half the games in the season for absolutely no reason at all? It seems like it. It seems he is playing half the games in the season for no reasons at all. Is he picking up any injuries? Well, he did break his leg in 2030. And that was the season he played only 10 games, but he hasn't played any more than 20 games in a season apart from the first season, which is extremely bizarre. I have no idea what the manager... Because when he does play, he scores goals. As you can see this season, 16 goals in 20 games. So if the Monaco manager actually played him for a full season, they might actually do better than what they're doing. So yeah, very extremely bizarre what's happening in Monaco in this experiment video, to be honest with you. Have they won any competition? They actually won the French Cup in 2029. And that is about it for Monaco. So they have been probably the most underwhelming team in the entire experiment video here. What about Saint Etienne and Rennes? Are Saint Etienne still a yo-yo club? Well, they finished 12th this season, Saint Etienne, so not great, but at least they're in the top division. But it seems like they're still a yo-yo club, to be honest with you. Got promoted again, finished 15th, and now just finished 12th in the league. And what about Rennes? Rennes finished 5th this season, but again, it's not really that much better than what they're doing in real life, to be honest with you. But they are a firm French League team, so I guess you can say they are doing the best of the three French teams. Of course, if you count Monaco as a French team, which you probably should do, although it's not the same country, of course. Had they won any competitions, Rennes? They finished runner-up, of course, on one occasion, but no competition won for them either. But they are, of course, doing the best of the 3 French players with Camavinga in their team. Well, 2 more players to check out, of course. We've got Florian Wirtz and Pedri. Florian Wirtz and Cologne have done pretty well so far, has to be said. They finished 9th this season, so a little bit worse than what they're doing. So look what they've been doing the last few years. They actually finished 6th in the league 4 seasons in a row. Then they finished 5th in the league. But now this season they just finished 9th in the league. So underwhelming season this time round for Cologne. That's probably why they've got no manager at the moment. Had they won a competition though? Now they're still yet to win a competition, unfortunately. Cologne yet to get to a German Cup final or anything like that either. But they have been a very, very solid team, it has to be said. Doing very, very well in the respective league. Hopefully this is not the start of the decline. Florian Wirtz is now 29 years of age, so he should have about 3 or 4 good seasons left in him. So hopefully Cologne don't start falling down the league now and potentially get relegated. And last, how is Pedri doing with Las Palmas? Well, they are in the La Liga. They did get relegated once. They came straight back up though, finished 17th, 13th, 16th, and now 30th again. So yeah, pretty underwhelming as well for Las Palmas with Pedri in the team. They've yet to win a competition either. So 9 seasons played, not too many teams are doing very well. I'd say Florian Wirtz and Cologne are doing the best. Well, along with Birmingham and Bellingham, really. Birmingham and Cologne are doing very well, has to be said. You know, a lot better than what they're doing in real life. That is for sure. Those 2 players have definitely improved their clubs, put it that way. Musiala and Chelsea, would expect them to do what they're doing, really. At least Haaland's back in the Premier Division with Bryne. And, of course, Mbappe and Monaco are doing the poorest of the video so far. But, of course, it's a very, very bizarre sequence of events at Monaco. Because Mbappe, despite not picking up any serious injuries, apart from one when he broke his leg, he is always playing only half the games in the season, which makes absolutely 0 sense. Anyway, nearing towards the end of the video now, let's see what happened 12 seasons deep. Well, 12 seasons deep now, and as you can see from some of the players' current ability, they really are nearing the end of their career. We've got, well, 5 players with below 150 current ability. Pedri, by the way, has really not done well at Las Palmas in terms of his personal development. He's not been that great at all, and he's only 32 years of age, so he should be doing a bit better than this. His physicals are completely gone to pot, and he's just not looking amazing, is he? Let's be honest, not looking amazing at all. The best player in the list now is Florian Wirtz. He is one of the younger ones at the start of the experiment video here. Him, Musiala, Bellingham, Camavinga are still 32 or younger. So is Pedri, but Pedri's gone completely off the boil. So these 4 have still got something left to give, it seems. Let's see how Florian Wirtz is doing, and he's the best player of the 10 at the moment now. How is FC Cologne getting on? They finished 9th again this season. Oh wow, they finished 2nd in the league in 2033, so came close to winning the Bundesliga. I did say that hopefully this is not the start of the decline. They finished 6th 4 seasons in a row, then 5th. Went down to 9th. I thought it might be a decline there, but no, complete opposite. They finished 2nd in the league, then 7th, unfortunately, now 9th in the league. Had they won a competition though? Have they won a German Cup or something like that? They haven't, unfortunately. They haven't won a competition at all, Cologne, but they are doing really, really well in the Bundesliga. One of the better teams, it has to be said. How close did they come to winning the league title then in 2033? Not close at all. 25 points behind Bayern Munich in that season, so it wasn't really a title race at all, but at least they finished 2nd in the league and qualified for Champions League football again, so that's very nice from them, and Florian Wirtz, of course. Well, let's have a look at the English teams now. How are Chelsea getting on with Musiala in the team? Well, they still haven't won another league title since they won back-to-back in 2026 and 2027, so that's a bit underwhelming. But as I said, of course, Chelsea playing in the Premier League got a very hard time of things, even with Musiala in the team. Have they won any more competitions though? No Champions League to talk of for Chelsea, unfortunately. They won another FA Cup, so they won 3 in total in the FA Cup. They didn't win any more Carabao Cups, so they won 3 in a row, of course. So, yeah, they've dried up a little bit of Chelsea have, unfortunately. Are Birmingham still in the Premier League? They are still in the Premier League, Birmingham. Where are West Ham? West Ham aren't in the Premier League, but Birmingham are still in the Premier League. Jude Bellingham is still the captain for the club. Still looking rather good, it has to be said. Well, he's still looking absolutely excellent. He's got 153 caps, by the way, and 46 goals for England. So, safe to say he is doing pretty well still, despite playing for his local team, Birmingham. Well, Birmingham, they did get relegated. Well, they got promoted, first of all, to get to the Premier League, but they got relegated again. But since then, since they come back up, they are a firm Premier League team. The highest position, though, has been 10th, which they've finished 4 times. They finished 13th this season, despite a media prediction of 8th place. But they are a 4-star reputation team now, continental reputation, and a firm, top half mid-table club. So they are doing very, very well, it has to be said. Have they won a competition, though, Birmingham? Any FA Cup or Carabao Cup? No, it seems like they haven't, unfortunately. But yeah, they're a firm Premier League team. So Bellingham and Birmingham are doing very well. West Ham are nowhere to be seen. Wrexham are in the Premier League now, by the way. West Ham, are they in the Championship? They are the title holders. They obviously just won the league title, West Ham, with 102 points. But not too good to see them get relegated to the Championship. Yeah, but they are a team. They were a team massively on the decline, it has to be said. Just kept them getting worse and worse throughout the seasons until finally they couldn't go any lower, finished 19th in the league and got relegated, of course. Declan Rice is still the captain, but he's now 36 years of age. And as you can see physically, he has gone absolutely off the boil. And of course, these players can't retire because they've got a future transfer in there as well. So we might see some really pathetic physicals with some of the players here. And Declan Rice, well, mentally he's still outstanding, of course. Technically he's still very good as well, but physically he's really gone off the boil now. But what a career he's had. Look, 167 caps for England. Oh my word. Him and Bellingham, how many times do they partner each other in the midfield for England? Have West Ham won any competitions though? No, unfortunately I have not. So West Ham doing very poorly, and Birmingham, well, they've been a very solid team with Bellingham in the team, it has to be said. A firm Premier League team, Birmingham. Let's check out the French league now. Well, Monaco are not in the Ligue 1 again, which is just absolutely pathetic. Where are Monaco? There they are. 7th in League 2, Monaco. Yeah, pretty disastrous, to tell you the truth. Mbappe is the vice captain. He's now 36 years of age. As you can see, physically, he's going off the boil as well. But, because he's so quick, 20 acceleration, 20 pace, he's still got 13 acceleration and 15 pace. So he should still be doing the business in League 2. But again, he doesn't get any games. He just does not get any games at all. I have no idea what's going on with that. Does he just not turn up for the match days? I have no idea what's happening. No idea what's happening, but Monaco are just an absolute shambles of a club. I don't think the 675k a week for Mbappe is helping their cause, but yeah, in all honesty, they have been absolutely pathetic in this video, despite having arguably the best player in the world in their forward line. So very, very bizarre from Monaco. But the Ligue 1, Saint Etienne and Rennes are in the Ligue 1. Saint Etienne has been, well, not relegated, they're in the playoff, so not relegated yet. Saliba is still the captain. We've been doing quite well recently. I say quite well. They've been turned out to be a Ligue 1 team again, but as you can see from their history, they were a much better team than they are these days. 15th, 12th, 11th, 15th, and now 16th, and potentially getting relegated. They haven't won any competitions either, Saint Etienne. So how are Rennes, the best team out of the French clubs, doing? They finished 8th this season with Camavinga, of course. Yeah, not doing that well. They finished 2nd, of course, in 2028, as low as 14th in 2033. So not doing amazing anymore, Rennes. And no competitions won for them either. So how are the Norway boys getting on? Erling Haaland and Odegaard. Odegaard is now 36 years of age. Physically, he's absolutely terrible, but still, of course, got his technical ability. 151 caps he's got for Norway. And Erling Haaland for Bryne, he's got 141 caps and 97 goals. And he still looks like he could play at the highest level, to be honest. Physically, not as good as he was, of course, but still good enough to play at the highest level. So how are Bryne getting on? They're in the 2nd division again. Well, 1st division, but 2nd tier in Norway. And, well, close to being relegated this season as well. 13th in the league at the moment with 11 points, and of course the season is already underway. Well, they got back to the top division for only 2 seasons before getting relegated again, and now it seems like they're a weak 1st division team, so not doing too well at all, Bryne, despite having the best finisher in the world in their team, which is just disastrous. What about Strom's Godset? Are they in the first? Are they in the Premier Division? Sorry, it seems like they are. They are, but they're sitting 15th in the league with only 7 points from their first 9 games. Well, they have finished 2nd in the league again in the top division. They finished 2nd in 2027 and 2nd in 2033 as well. But unfortunately, they haven't won the league title yet and probably won't really. They have won 2 Norwegian Cups, of course. At least they've done that. Doing better than what Bryne are doing, that's for sure. And last and definitely least, let's check out Pedri again with Las Palmas. How are they getting on? Finished 12th this season. They finished as high as 9th last season, which is their highest finish yet, I believe. Well, no, of course it isn't, because they finished 7th and 6th in the first 2 seasons, so what on earth am I talking about? And then it went completely downhill, but it looks like they're getting to some sort of respectability again. Pedri is the captain of the club. As I said, 32 years of age. He hasn't really done very well for Las Palmas. Have they won any competitions, though? No, they have not. So 12 seasons played, of course, there's a... Well, all the players are on the decline now, really, but Florian Wirtz and Musiala are the 2 best players in the list, followed by Bellingham and Camavinga. The rest of the players are definitely on the decline. But let's go forward now to the final part of the video. Will any more of these clubs win any major trophies with their big players in the team? Well, end of the video now, guys, and as you can see, the best player out of the 10 now is Jude Bellingham with 34 years of age, with only a 162 current ability. Rice, Mbappe, Odegaard, Pedri and Saliba are all, they can't play, they can't compete at the top level of football now, basically. So, yeah, I can't imagine they've done too well for their clubs. But Bellingham, Wirtz, Musiala, Camavinga and Haaland should still be playing to quite a decent level. Let's check out the English teams first of all then, seeing as Bellingham is the top player in the list now. He's actually got 179 caps for England now and 50 goals, and he's still on international duty. So, could he get to 200 caps? We're not going to see to find out, but that is definitely a possibility. How Birmingham getting on though? 8th in the league. Look at that. The manager of Birmingham is Gareth Southgate, the former England manager, of course. So that's very interesting. They have remained in the Premier League the entire time. Well done, Birmingham City, with Bellingham in the team. What a team they have turned out to be in this experiment video. They got promoted. They got promoted first of all, got relegated again, but it didn't faze them. They went down to the Championship for 2 seasons, got back up, and now they are a firm top half team. They finished 8th in the league, then 9th, and then 8th again just this season. So it's a little bit disappointing to not see them crack the top 7, but they are coming very, very close. Had they won a competition with Bellingham though? Unfortunately, they haven't won a competition with Bellingham, but they did get to the Carabao Cup final in 2032, so that is a little bit unfortunate. Who did they lose to in the final then, 2032? Well, they actually lost to Chelsea, lost to Jamal Musiala's Chelsea in their 3rd season in a row, so that's a bit disappointing. But Birmingham and Bellingham have done really well in this experiment video. One of the better teams, it has to be said. What about the other two? Rice, of course, well, yeah, he's not looking very good these days. Let's be honest, I don't think he's playing too much for West Ham anymore. He's not playing at all, really. He hasn't played hardly any games since 2028. Wow, okay. Rice hasn't played hardly any games for 10 seasons, which is strange to say the least. Did he? No, okay. Very, very bizarre. Declan Rice has gone, yeah, completely missing from West Ham, so it's pointless really checking to see what they've done with Rice in the team. He's not playing any games at all. Who is the other one? The other one is Musiala, of course, with Chelsea. Is he still playing games? Very strange. Musiala isn't playing any games for Chelsea as well, so I have no idea what's going on here. I feel like there's some sort of bug with this experiment video, the amount of games the players are playing, but then again, it can't be because they're playing games in every single season, so it's very, very strange what is going on here. But yeah, since the 4th season, he's played hardly no games at all for Chelsea in the league. Yeah, no idea whatsoever. Is he okay? I mean, I guess we're not in charge of the team, so we can't tell them how many times to play the actual players. But yeah, very strange what's going on there. How have Chelsea done in the league? Did they win any more competitions? They won the Carabao Cup in 2036, the FA Cup in 2033, and they won the league title again in 2036 for the 3rd time. Well, again, very bizarre. Bellingham is not hardly playing any games for Birmingham as well. As you can see, it's 2029. Bellingham's only played a handful of games for Birmingham, so I have no idea what is going on with this experiment video here. But they're hardly playing any games for the teams here. One player who is playing plenty of games for their club is Florian Wirtz. So some sort of bug in the game, I have no idea, or is it just a massive, massive coincidence that the teams are not giving the players any game time? They are getting game time every single season, but only a handful of appearances. Very, very strange. But Florian Wirtz for FC Cologne has done absolutely brilliantly in his career there, let's be honest. He's scored in double digits for 7 seasons on the spin, and every single season he's got at least a 7.09 average rating. If anything, he's getting better, as you can see here. Last season he actually got 8 goals and 16 assists, so he is still doing absolutely brilliant for FC Cologne, sorry. And wow, I say they're doing absolutely brilliantly. In the final season, in season 15, FC Cologne have actually just won the Bundesliga. First in the Bundesliga. Surely that means they just won the Bundesliga. I hope it is. They finished 2nd in 2033. They finished 4th in 2037. And Florian Wirtz, with his hometown club, did win the Bundesliga title. 1 point clear of Freiburg, of all teams, to win the league title. Bayern Munich 4th in the league, very much unlike them. But look at FC Cologne with Florian Wirtz in the team. It's our first big success of the video. They have done very well this entire video. They haven't been relegated once, and they are a firm Bundesliga team. They finished 14th in the first season, but since then, their lowest finish was actually 9th in the league, which they only did twice. And they finished 4th. They finished 6th 4 seasons in a row, 5th in the league as well on a couple of occasions. They finished 2nd in the league, and now they've just won the Bundesliga title, and they're now a 4.5-star reputation team with a worldwide reputation. So they have done brilliantly with Florian Wirtz in the team. Massive props to them. They haven't won any more competitions, but they've been in European football many times, and they've just won a Bundesliga title for the first time in 60 years. So amazing, amazing that. Amazing for Florian Wirtz to leave off on a real big high. What about the French teams? Well, Camavinga is getting some game time. As you can see, he's still not getting quite a full season. Yeah, very strange, but he did get full seasons for the first few years, has to be said, but he's still playing plenty of games for Rennes. How are Rennes getting on? Have they won any competition? They're in the League 2 now, unfortunately, and they have got worse throughout the entire video, it has to be said, and they finally got relegated in 2037. They just finished 11th in the League 2, which is very, very pathetic, since they got a media prediction of 1st in the league. And they've got some big names here as well. The manager is Lucas Hernandez, the captain is Camavinga, and the vice captain is Harvey Elliott. So they've got a lot of experience in their team, but they can't finish above 11th in the 2nd division. Did they win any competitions? Of course, they finished 2nd in the League 1 at 1 point. They did win a competition. They won the French Cup in 2036, so at least they won a competition. What about Saint Etienne and Monaco, who have been very poor, especially Monaco have been absolutely horrendous. Where are they? I can't see any of them in League 2, so they're either below that or above that. Well, am I being blind again, or are Monaco not in the first 2 divisions? I seem to have lost Monaco, to be honest with you. I can't see him in the French National League here. I'm pretty sure they're not in the League 2 here. Oh, here they are. They finished bottom of League 2. That's why I didn't see him. Oh, my word. 16 points, 1 win, 13 draws, and 20 defeats for Monaco. Down into the French National League. Mbappe can't do much these days with free strength, free stamina, and yeah, just nothing to talk about physically at all for him. He actually got 197 caps for France at the end, though. Just 3 below 200, which is yeah, very good for him. Still only playing half a season every single year, which is still extremely bizarre. Monaco have been the biggest disappointment of the video because they've been absolutely horrendous. But as I said before, the 675k a week probably did not help things for them, but their reputation is now only 2.5 stars, and they'll be playing in the 3rd division for the next season. Yeah, nothing more than the mid-table League 2 club, and now they're even worse because they're down into the French National League. At least they won a competition though. They won the French Cup in 2029, of course. And what about Saint Etienne? They're actually the best team now in the from the 3 French boys. They finished 5th in the league this season. But I don't think Saliba, despite being the captain, is doing too much these days. He's still a decent defender, of course, but physically he's not good enough at all, really. And he's another one. He's only playing half the season, which is, again, extremely bizarre. He got 114 caps for France in the end. Did they win any competitions? It seems like with Saliba getting towards the end of his career, they actually started to improve. So Saliba made their team worse, it seemed. They finished 4th in the league, then 9th, and then 5th this season. And who else are we missing here? What I haven't looked at yet. I think it's the Norwegian lads and Pedri, of course. So, well, Haaland is still on international duty for Norway. 168 caps for him. Are Bryne in the Premier Division? No, they're back down to the Norwegian 2nd Division Group 1 again. So they got back up to the Premier Division, and they've gone all the way back down to the 3rd Division again. So they've been absolutely pathetic, despite having Norway's greatest ever player in their team, and no competition won for them, unfortunately. What about Strom's Godset with Odegaard in the team, of course? What division are they in? Are they in the 1st Division? I can't see them, so they must be in the Premier Division, surely. Yeah, there they are. 13th in the league this season. How do they get on? Well, at least they've only been relegated once in the video. Strom's Godset. Well, twice, actually. Got relegated twice, of course. They finished 2nd in the top division twice. The Norwegian league seems to be a little bit all over the place because Bryne and Strom's Godset finished as high as 2nd in the league, but also been relegated to the 3rd division. Odegaard is the captain still, but he is way past his best, it has to be said. Did they win a competition? They won the Norwegian Cup twice, of course, but other than that, they haven't won anything. And the last and definitely least player to check out is Pedri, of course, with only 109 current ability now for Las Palmas. Again, he did. So this is probably where the video went a little bit wrong as well, is the fact that some of the players didn't get any game time whatsoever, which is extremely bizarre. I wonder why that is, to be honest. It must be some sort of bug, but then why did they play any games at all in the league? So it's very strange. Las Palmas, though, they have been a firm La Liga team since they got back to the top division, so I guess they've done pretty well, it has to be said. Did they win any competitions, Las Palmas? No, unfortunately not. So that is the end of this video, guys. Well, the winner for me from this experiment has to go to Florian Wirtz and FC Cologne. What a team they've been. A firm Bundesliga team, a firm team qualifying for European football pretty much every single season. And to go off with a bang, they won the league title in their final season, with Florian Wirtz being a key part of that team with 16 assists in the final season. Also, Birmingham and Bellingham did very well. A firm top half Premier League team for about 10 seasons now. Other than that, though, the rest of the players and their respective teams have done pretty underwhelming. Of course, some of the players have played hardly any games for most of the video, which is extremely bizarre. They're still playing games, but not too many. But the biggest disappointment of the video has to go to Kylian Mbappe and Monaco, getting relegated down to the 3rd division in the final season. Absolutely pathetic from them. So that is the end of this video, guys. If you do like this style of video, please let me know in the comment section. And also, if you do like the video, hit that like button for me. And also hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel as well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.